Have you ever been pulled over and wondered, can the police actually search your car without a warrant? Are they just bluffing when they ask to take a look around, or are you legally required to comply? Today on Due Process Daily, let's cut through the confusion and get to the bottom of your Fourth Amendment rights when it comes to car searches. Stay tuned so you're never caught off guard during a traffic stop, because knowledge is your best defense against intimidation. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and seizures. In normal life, this means police need a warrant to search your home, your phone, or your personal property. Your privacy is constitutionally protected, unless it's your car. Here's the kicker. Cars are treated differently under the law because of something called the automobile exception. Under the automobile exception, courts have held that since cars are mobile, easily moved, and heavily regulated by the state, police have more flexibility to search them without a warrant in certain situations. This doctrine dates back to Prohibition-era cases, when bootleggers were transporting alcohol across state lines. The courts reasoned that requiring officers to obtain a warrant before searching a moving vehicle would defeat the purpose of enforcing the law effectively. However, don't panic. Flexibility doesn't mean unlimited power. Police still need probable cause or your consent in most situations. The mere fact that you're driving a car doesn't give them a free pass to go digging around. One of the most common ways police search cars without a warrant is by simply asking for your permission. It's deceptively simple. They might lean over and casually say, "Mind if I take a quick look inside your vehicle?" Here's the bottom line. You have the right to say no. Repeat it with me. I do not consent to any searches, officer. If an officer asks for your consent, it means they do not currently have probable cause to search your car. They're fishing for permission to override your Fourth Amendment rights voluntarily. Saying no does not give them probable cause, nor does it make you suspicious. It's just you exercising your constitutional right. Never let politeness override your rights. You can remain polite and respectful while asserting yourself. Remember, if they had probable cause, they wouldn't be asking. So, what exactly is probable cause? Probable cause exists when officers have reasonable grounds to believe your vehicle contains evidence of a crime, contraband, or illegal items. This is a higher standard than a hunch or gut feeling. It must be based on observable facts. Examples include seeing drugs, paraphernalia, or weapons in plain view, smelling marijuana, alcohol, or other illegal substances, hearing incriminating statements from you or your passengers, such as, "I can't believe we brought that stuff with us." If police have probable cause, they do not need your consent or a warrant to search your car under the automobile exception. For instance, if an officer sees a bag of cocaine sitting on your passenger seat, they can lawfully search your entire vehicle, including locked glove boxes and containers, for additional contraband. Probable cause acts as their ticket to bypass needing a warrant in that moment. Without it, their search is unconstitutional unless you give them consent. Closely tied to probable cause is the plain view doctrine. If an officer lawfully stops your vehicle and sees illegal items in plain view, they can seize them and search further without needing a warrant or your permission. Examples include a firearm lying openly on your passenger seat, open alcohol containers clearly visible from the window, or drug paraphernalia sitting in your cup holder or center console. In short, if it's in plain sight and clearly contraband, it's fair game for them to seize and use as justification to continue searching your vehicle. So, word to the wise, keep potentially incriminating items out of plain view at all times. Here's another situation where police can search your car without a warrant. If you're arrested, this is called a search incident to arrest. When you're arrested for any offense, officers can search your person. That means your clothes, pockets, shoes, and the area within your immediate control, including parts of your car. You could reasonably reach to grab a weapon or destroy evidence. However, they cannot automatically search your entire car just because you're arrested. The Supreme Court limited this power in Arizona v. Gant in 2009, ruling that officers can only search your car after arrest if you are unsecured and within reaching distance of the vehicle at the time of the search, or they have reason to believe the vehicle contains evidence of the offense of arrest. For example, if you're arrested for driving with a suspended license, they can't rummage through your trunk looking for drugs unless they have separate probable cause for drugs. This ruling prevents fishing expeditions under the guise of safety or evidence preservation. Here's a lesser-known loophole that catches people off guard: vehicle inventory searches. If your car is impounded, for instance if you're arrested and your car is towed, police can conduct an inventory search to log items in your vehicle for safekeeping and to protect themselves from liability claims that items went missing. However, this cannot be used as an excuse to conduct a criminal search. Inventory searches must follow standard departmental procedures. But here's the catch: any evidence they find during a valid inventory search can still be used against you in court. So while it's technically an administrative process rather than an investigatory one, it often ends up resulting in criminal charges if illegal items are discovered. What about drug-sniffing dogs? Can officers just walk a K9 around your car anytime they want? The Supreme Court ruled in Illinois v. Cabals in 2005 that using a drug-sniffing dog during a lawful traffic stop does not violate your Fourth Amendment rights, as long as it doesn't unreasonably prolong the stop. If you're pulled over for speeding and a K9 unit happens to arrive within a few minutes, that's legal. However, if officers detain you for an extra 20 or 30 minutes solely to wait for a dog to arrive, that prolonged detention is unconstitutional. Bottom line, they can use K9 sniffs, but not as a pretext to extend your stop beyond what's reasonable for the original traffic violation. Here are practical tips to protect yourself during any car stop. Stay calm and respectful. Don't escalate the situation. Anger never wins roadside debates. Don't consent to searches. Politely say, "I do not consent to any searches, officer." Don't volunteer information. You're only required to provide your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. Everything else is optional. Ask if you're free to go. If they say yes, leave calmly. If they say no, remain silent and wait for clear instructions. Record the interaction if safe. In most states, it's legal to record police as long as you don't interfere. This documentation can protect you later. Remember, your goal during a stop is simple: avoid escalation, avoid self-incrimination, and preserve your constitutional rights. So, can police search your car without a warrant? Yes, under specific circumstances, if you give them consent, if they have probable cause based on facts, if it's a search incident to arrest within Supreme Court limits, if it's a vehicle inventory search after impoundment, or if they use a K9 during a lawful stop without unreasonable delay. Otherwise, they cannot just go on a fishing expedition through your belongings, hoping to find something illegal. Knowing your rights empowers you to handle these situations confidently, lawfully, and without unnecessary fear. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to Due Process Daily, and comment below with any legal questions you want answered in future videos. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your constitutional rights. Stay informed, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next one.